So anyways, I've been buying a lot of Sequire or Sequre, whatever you want to call it, soldering irons for a while now. I've had their SQ001, which is a TS 100 kind of clone. The SI 012 Pro is another one that I picked up that I really, really like. And then I recently picked up this little guy here, the P15. The wireless soldering iron. It has a battery built into it. It is, I think it's a 15 watt. Yeah, it's a 15 watt iron. It's pretty good. I do like it. We'll go over to the bench here and I'll show you guys some more about it. So the P15 wireless soldering iron, the reason why I'm really kind of stoked on this one for a field iron is the battery is internal to it, so you don't have to hook up, a LiPo or a battery bank or anything like that. You do get your choice of tip. I chose a conical tip for two reasons. The conical seems to be, on average, good enough, and then also with a conical tip, there's enough meat on the tip that if you wanted to make a chisel tip out of it, you can file it down. I took a class once where we actually had to make our own soldering iron tips before we could start the class. Also just basically to save money. So this one's already charged up. Push the button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She flashes. And then to slaughter away, you hold the button and it heats up while you're holding it. And it only is running while you're holding the button. So there we go. It should be, there you go. It's already hot enough to melt solder. I have tried soldering all sorts of different size wires with it. 12 gauge seems to be too much for it. 14 is about the limit. I was able to solder up a XT60 on 14 gauge, but 12 gauge just was too much mass for this little guy. And it only runs while you're holding the button. If you hold the button for over 60 seconds, it shuts itself down. So you just gotta kind of modulate it every once in a while, push the button. And when you let go, it's turned off the power to the heating element. Push it 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it shuts itself off, so you can't accidentally turn it on. And the cool part is, as soon as the tip cools down enough where the solder solidifies, which it already has, just cap it off and throw it in your flight bag. This thing has enough power, has enough juice in it that you could easily solder up an entire quad and then some without needing to recharge it. I don't know how long it'll last for, but I ran this thing for, God, it had been 5 minutes straight. Just fine. The casing does get a little bit warm since I put that hot tip in there, but it's, it's definitely skin safe at this point. Super convenient. Yeah, let's see. It's a decent size. It's about 6.5 inches long and about 1/2 inch diameter. Uses a micro USB, and it charges just like anything else. Plug it in. Light turns red when it's charged. Turns green. Does come with the stand and the foam, which you really don't need because basically because of the way it's designed. When you set it down, it's going to roll right up to about the point where it hits that button, and it's going to stop. It's not weird shape, so it's going to be sticking the tip into your work mat or anything like that. It's just going to sit there. But I think, based off its capabilities and its size, I'd say this is probably one of the best field irons I've seen so far as convenience goes. It's not a workhorse like the TS 100, the SQ001, or the SI 012 Pro, but it's super, super convenient. You would be able to do just about any field repair except for possibly soldering on an XT60. But take that for what it's worth. I don't know how often you solder on an XT60 in the field. It's mostly motor wires and little tiny wires, what I end up doing in the field. This is going to be perfect for that. And it's only $11. It is $11.